Hello
Hello
there.
there.
I'm Jedi Joy,
I'm Jedi Jill.
and welcome back to another episode. Sorry we're late, guys, of a
A
whole
whole
lot of
lot of bad batch
bad batch
going
going
on.
on. Oh boy. I apologize, everyone. I apologize. I didn't hit the go live button. Oh, so we've been sitting here talking to
Wait,
each other
wait a
for
minute.
what?
Wait.
Wait.
Joy is not technical illiterate. And so she was in charge of that this evening. As you see, we have a different setup.
Yes.
So, ha ha ha. We're a little late.
Oh,
so,
guys, I'm so
so,
sorry.
so
Sorry.
we have,
But please,
so,
thank you for joining us, though. Thank you
yeah,
for being here. Thank you for joining us.
yeah.
Let's get right into it. Okay. So here again, I just want to tell you what I thought about this episode. Episode 13 of the Bad Batch. Another good episode. Into the Breach. Another great episode. And I see this episode as being the transition episode. I mean, we have to go from point A to point B. And episode 14 and 15 is coming, the last two episodes, and we have to get the Tantus somehow. So this is the episode. So I call this the transitional episode. But I
Hi,
liked it.
John. Sorry.
Oh, hi, John. Welcome. Sorry.
Yes, welcome. Sorry, we were kind of late getting started.
Sorry we're a little late. Can't you tell?
We are streaming from different rooms at our home.
Jedi Jill, if you could type to him in the comments, that'll be good too.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So here we are. I cannot believe if you just missed this, we're late because I forgot to press go live. So I apologize, everyone. Hey, Joby, thanks for coming. We're a little late. I didn't press the button. Go live. I know. See, technical challenging, but look, we're how do we sound? We got a new setup here, and we're trying this out. We are in different rooms, but it looks like we're the same room with that background, right? Ha! Yeah. Anyhow, I just was telling them what I thought about this episode 13, and I said I think it's a transition episode here. We getting from thanks,
Joby.
Getting from point A to point B. What'd you think about the episode, Jilly?
Well,
Jill, Jedi Jill.
That's right. I'm Jedi Jill.
I know. Papa, so formal.
I really enjoyed the episode. It was thrilling. Well, but it kept you on the edge,
Yeah.
And I like episodes like that.
Yes.
I also liked how we saw Rampart in this episode from his point of view, and how he in his realm, his comfortable zone, and I really liked that. I also liked all of the chitter chatter that he had going on with the Bad Batch, and it was pretty funny, if you ask me.
Yeah, it was. I did forget to add that. I did enjoy Admiral Rampart, the part that he played in this one. It was really some good dialogue there between him and the Bad Batch. Yeah, great.
And I did like how they added some new scientists. So we saw somebody in the beginning, but we really got introduced to Dr. Scalder talking with Emery, and I really liked that combination and seeing what could possibly come of that. But I was really excited for this episode, and it delivered. It's getting us to the end. We got, like you said, a couple episodes left, and it's sad. Only 2 left.
Yes, only 2 left. And I mean, I think the episode, we needed to have this episode, like I said. So, well, hey, let's try and get started here. Let's talk about the episode. Why don't we?
So I'm gonna go through the episode, and it opens
again.
Yeah.
Guys, thanks for joining us, guys.
Yeah, thanks.
My fault, my bad. We're a little late. But anyhow, we start out on
On Tantus with
Yes.
Omega. And she's
Yes.
actually getting to know the other specimens.
Yes. She's
She
befriending
talks.
them. Yes.
She talks, introduces herself to Eva,
Uh-huh.
and then we finally learn. Well, we know of Jax, but we finally learn the other two
Yeah.
specimens and their names, Sammy and then Baron.
Baron.
And
Yeah.
yeah, and
The little
so
baby. Yeah.
and
He's cute.
yeah, he is.
So cute.
But we don't. But we talk with, like, Sammy comes out and really says to Omega, we don't want to ask too many questions and talk too much because it only gets worse. So
Right.
she's trying to ask, how long have you been here, and just questions like, how are we always watched? Questions like that, and they were like, we can't. It's only going to get worse. We can't talk about this.
Right.
So we have the next scene, and it goes to, hey, Jill, is a bit quiet. Just
Oh,
for
okay.
your
Thanks.
Okay, well,
Thanks,
thanks.
Joby.
I'll take care of that in a second.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Where are we at here?
We're at the Bad Batch.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And they're waiting on the ship.
Batch. Yeah. So this is how this episode kind of goes.
Back and forth. Back and forth. Right.
And I
I
how
like
it's
that.
set up.
I
But
do. I like that.
We're with the Bad Batch and Rampart, and they're waiting for us a ship delivered by Echo.
Okay.
Let's do the ball.
Right.
Hold on 1 second. I'm going to fix my mic. Hold on 1 second, guys.
Oh, are you? What?
Okay, how's this? Is this louder? Is this good? Is this better? Maybe try the main, the channel 1 rather. Put me up on the channel. How's that? Is that good? Is that better? Does it sound louder? Does it sound louder?
I don't know.
Not that. Yeah, that one. Hello, hello, hello.
That sounds a little louder.
Is it good? Is that good?
Yeah, that sounds louder.
Okay, we're gonna go with that. We'll keep it there.
Okay.
Thanks. Okay, wow, that's really way up on that main, but I think it should work. Okay.
Lots of station breaks here, right?
Yeah, station breaks. Yeah, we're working with a new system. We're trying to figure it out.
Yes. So thanks for bearing with us, by the way.
Yes. So we're waiting for a ship. Rampart and the Bad Batch. And they're waiting for a ship that's going to be delivered by Echo. And it was so nice to see him again. I really like Echo.
Yeah.
So while we see him come in with this stolen ship that he gets, oh, good. I'm glad it's better. Thanks, Joby. And you're welcome. We see Echo make a comment about trusting Rampart. And Hunter says, no, we don't trust him.
Nope.
Pretty much, but that's their only way to get to Tantus.
Right.
So they're dealing with it. They're trying to get to an Imperial station so they can get a code to get coordinates to Tantus, and they're using that stolen ship to do it.
That's right.
So we're figuring that all out, and they're trying to work it out, and then we go and one of the comments being made before we go back to Tantus is Rampart, and it is hilarious. I just love this whole thing. They give him a uniform to wear. It's a captain's uniform. He goes, I can't wear this. This is a captain's uniform. I was a Grand Admiral.
A Vice Admiral.
Ah, yes. He was a Vice Admiral.
I was a Vice Admiral.
And he says... That's what he says. And then one of the guys, Bad Batch, says, well, you've been demoted. And I was cracking up.
No, but he says, I hate clones.
That was hilarious.
I know.
Very, very nice.
He hates the position that he's in. He hates the position he's in. He's whiny. He's just, he hates it. Absolutely hates it.
Mm-hmm,
but yet he doesn't want to be where he was. So he's agreed to help these guys out, and I think this whole episode is about trust,
Yeah, we'll get to that at the end.
Right.
So we're going back to Tantus. And Omega starts her plan that she's got going in her head.
Right.
She gets the pick off of Emery's tray when she comes in to do blood work for her. Emery, Omega also
Yes.
notices how the sample's given to the droid and how and where the droid is and how it's moving up and down through this little shaft.
Right.
And so she goes out and she starts to talk with the kids, or the specimens, I should say.
Right.
And before we hear what they have to say, the conversation moves up into the area where Emery is, and the new scientist that that's introduced to us is Dr. Scalder.
Yes.
And she says she just does not like the way Emery is handling the situation with Omega. She
Right.
does not. She doesn't want to. She don't think that she should be out there with the specimens. She doesn't think anything about it because she escaped already. She has that. She can do it. She has the knowledge. She's good like that. She's been trained, like, she says. And so she doesn't like it. And Emery's like, I have everything under control. I'm in charge here.
Well,
these games are for the kids. They need to get, what, this and that. I'm in charge.
I do agree, though. I do agree with the Dr. Let me see, what's her name? Scalder. Yeah, Dr. Scalder. I do. Mm-hmm. I have to agree with her. I mean, if she was on the good side, I mean, it's almost like she'd be saying the same thing, and it was like, and it would be like true. Like, you don't want to trust Omega because she did escape once before, and I understand why she's saying it, even though she is kind of a meanie. But it's true what she's saying. She's given her pretty good advice, actually. They don't trust her because she escaped once before. And Emery's like, I know what I'm doing here. I'm head scientist now. Be quiet and let me handle it.
Right.
And yeah.
Right.
So,
right.
So
they go back down to the room with Omega and the specimens then. And she starts talking to them. And she's kind of like, nonchalant about it. But she says, basically, she comes out and says, I escaped from here already once. And I'm going to do it again. And I'm taking you with me. And I swear, if they didn't, I would have. I think their eyes got real big. And they're like, I don't know how we're going to do this. And so she's got a whole layout using these toy pieces of the vault. And she shows them, this is where we are. This is the wall. This is where the droids come up. And she goes and she explains everything to these specimens.
She was trained well.
Yes, she was trained well.
Mm-hmm.
Well, come on. She's a, how do you want to say it? A bad
Force 99. Force 99. Clone Force 99.
Yeah, so she's exceptional.
All the way. Yep. Yeah.
Uh-huh. So they're like, well, how are you going to do that? And she shows them the pick. And so it's just, it just keeps going and going. And these guys are like, wow.
I would have asked her where that pick was. What are we going to do with that pick? Sorry, not where the pick was. What are you going to do with that pick? How are you going to use that? But they didn't say one word, not one word.
No, they're not going to. You know why?
No,
because
why?
they've been locked up so long. They can't. They're programmed not to speak. It's just like you and I when we were growing up.
Okay.
We didn't function very well. Because communicate very well because we were teased and we just shut down and so we were inward and we couldn't communicate. We just shut off. And
we closed up. Yeah.
We closed up.
And we were inside. Yeah.
Right. And it took a long time before we could actually open up and start to trust
people.
The thing. Yes.
Yeah.
And we still have that problem. But this is what these guys are going through.
Yeah.
They've been there a while. They're like trained, and they're like they've shut down. They know
Right.
not, so it's easy for them not to open up
Yeah.
because they don't do it. They'll get,
Yeah.
you know.
Hey, Jedi Rogar, welcome.
Hey, we're
Good to
talking
see you.
spoilers. We're talking
Oh,
spoilers, just so you know.
oh, that's right. We are talking spoilers. Is that okay?
But so, I mean, in a sense, I can relate to that whole scene,
Yeah.
and it was good. It was
Yeah, it
really good.
was. Mm-hmm.
So we're going back to the Bad Batch, and Rampart, and the Bad Batch is
Oh,
burning
yeah.
off all of their armor coloring
Oh,
because
yeah.
they want it black, and because they don't want to be noticed. Well, they're
Yeah.
still going to be noticed because they're just out of place, but it's less conspicuous. And so they got all the colors burned off, and
I wonder if we're going to see those I wonder if we're going to get those figures in season 3 for Black Series.
I don't
Yeah.
know.
I don't
That'd
know
be
either.
interesting. It wouldn't be very colorful, but it would be interesting. It would be quite interesting. Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
But that's just an aside.
Uh-huh. But it would,
Right. Mm-mm-mm. Okay. What?
Okay, I'm going to continue now. So they're all
Yeah.
clear to land
Yes.
at the port, the station,
Uh-huh.
and they're walking off. And as they're walking off, Hunter stops Rampart and says, "Trust us, like we have trust." Oh, so it's about that comment about trust.
Yeah.
Just remember, you trust us like we have to trust you. So they got to trust each other because, they just remember who got you there, who got you out of prison, this
Yeah.
and that. So it's
I
all like
remember
the
that.
trust game.
Mhm.
And so that comment was made. I didn't get it quite correct, but it was close enough to give you the idea.
I did.
And
I'll pause here. My bad tonight. I was so busy getting everything ready for the live and everything else that I put up on and getting things uploaded on YouTube today. Jilly wrote up all the notes and did all the homework, and I did not do my homework today. Shame on me. So I'm really relying heavily on Jill's notes and her.
well, my notes are pretty good, but they're not totally complete like this next little line that I
Yeah.
have that is so funny.
Right.
So after they kind of make that comment and they're going out and he says, Rampart says, "I know how to handle myself. You're the ones that are going to stand out like, and I can't remember something about Gamorreans. And I can't remember what kind of Gamorreans he says, but it was funny.
Oh,
And I
wow,
don't
it
rem-
is. That was
I don't
funny.
remember. It was, but I don't remember the word that he used to describe the Gamorreans. But it was funny. It was funny. So
That
I mean,
was-
this is how we're seeing a Rampart in his environment, and
Yeah.
and it's pretty cool to see him like that. And he's
Yeah,
not
it
looking
is.
too bad with his beard either. I like that. That's
Yeah, I
nice.
think I like the
He's
beard
kind
look.
of sexy with
You
the beard.
think?
With the beard,
don't-
yeah, he's a
You think?
baddie, but he looks nice with his beard. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about that.
And
I-
then
I-
and then after that comment, just to keep going,
Yes.
Rampart makes one last thing, and he goes, "I've missed this." So in other words, he's loving talking to all what just happened was after that remark.
Oh,
He
yeah,
had
'cause
talked to a superior, not a superior, but somebody that was under him, but he was still an officer. I believe it was a lieutenant, and he said, "Well, this is what's happening, and you blah blah blah," and he put it out there like, "You got to do this, or else you're going to talk to
Tarkin.
Tarkin, Grand
Yeah,
Admiral
yeah,
Tarkin."
yeah. Right.
And so, and then that's when he said the remark, "I've missed this," and he keeps going. So
Well,
that was
and
pretty
that's funny. That's funny because we see him whine the whole time because of where he's at, and he don't like what he's doing, and he don't want to be here, and he don't want to be where he's at with the Bad Batch. La la la. and he's a whiny, whiny, whiny. And then you put him in this role, and he's like, yeah, I'm good. I'm the man. I'm the
That's right.
man. I'm
Yep.
still in charge. I'm
Yeah.
still in charge. Yeah, it was pretty
Mhm.
cool. It was
So
pretty cool.
they got on, they got cleared, they're going on to the station. They
Uh-huh.
get control.
Yes.
They go to the control room to access the station manifest so that they
Right.
can try and locate a ship that would have the codes to get to
Yeah.
Tantus.
Right. Only to
can't-
find out.
They can't find the coordinates at the station directly because they need a direct uplink.
Well, they
And
can't.
They can't
They-
get the exact coordinates on that ship that's leaving. Until they actually before
Right.
they go. So they
Right.
actually have to be on the ship
Yes.
going to Tantus. And
Mhm.
so their plan is a great
Yes.
one, which is not
Yes.
surprising, but Echo's like, I'm going to get on the ship.
Uh-huh.
He's going to get rid of the
Well,
the
for some reason,
proximity.
he's the only one that can't be detected.
No, that's not why
Some-
they sent. That's not why they sent Echo. They sent Echo
Oh.
because he's the only one that can get in with his little tool on his to get into the computers.
Oh.
Yeah, so they can't all go because you can't go all
Okay.
undetected. So they
Right.
send Echo. Echo gets on, and it's pretty funny how he gets on.
Yeah.
That little routine with the droids and everything. Oh, that was hilarious.
Yeah.
But they, so he kind of goes up the droid portal
Yeah.
thingy.
Yeah.
scoots
Yeah.
him-
Yeah.
He gets up there and he goes up there. But he gets on the ship. He manages to get rid of the proximity sensors
Right.
just in the nick of time. But he before that happens.
Well, wait. This is funny.
Well, go
The-
ahead. If you might
Are we
be
talking
saying
of
what
The
Yeah,
droids. The droids,
you can,
right?
I spoke about the droids, but if you have something to add, go ahead.
Oh, I thought that was so funny. I
It
thought that was so funny. They're all like mingling around there, and they're all waiting to get in. They're all waiting to
Yeah.
be beamed up, like
Yeah.
Scotty, beam me up, and
Well,
the
that's
thing
not
comes
just-
out. And
That's
and
not
it's so funny.
Get the
What?
too confused here. We're not going Star
Oh,
Trek.
I know, but it was
This
so
is Star
funny.
Wars.
I know it's Star Wars, but I thought that was so funny.
It was.
I thought it was so funny. There's like 3 or 4 or 5 of them, and then they go, and they get sucked up, and they get sucked up, and that's how Crosshair ends up, or not Crosshair, Echo ends up getting up in there, and it was so funny. I just thought that was funny.
Yeah.
It hit me.
wa-
It hit me
Okay. Yeah. It was
So-
very, very funny.
Yeah.
So-
okay. Yes.
In the meantime, Echo's on the ship that's going to Tantus.
Yes.
The other Bad Batch crew has to get back on the ship that they were
Right.
in.
Yes.
And the plan is to connect onto that ship after the proximity sensors are down.
right.
Hopefully.
Yes.
And as they're getting to the ship, and Rampart knows what's going on. He goes, "We're all gonna die." Oh my gosh, he's cracking me up. He's
goes,
got some
"Wait,
good
what
lines.
did Hunter said something about? He goes, no, something about Echo's in charge or something. Echo
No,
can do
that
it.
doesn't happen. That doesn't happen yet.
No,
It's coming up. It's coming up. It's
Yeah.
coming up. It's when they're.
but he was like, it was like their
It's
game.
coming up. We didn't get that far yet. So the next thing is we're going back to Tantus.
Yes.
And Omega tries to figure out if there's a way out.
Okay.
She does. And she
Mhm.
almost gets caught because one of the scientists, Dr. Scalder, the
Miss
one that doesn't
Meanie.
that doesn't trust Omega
Right.
and told Emery about it, she sees something going on possibly. So she goes
Right.
down and what does she find? Oh, Omega sitting in her little room.
Right.
Undisturbed, but this is after she found out where the
She.
droids
You know
come
who-
in at.
You know who she reminds me of?
Who?
Our junior high home ec teacher.
Who?
I'm not going to say her
Doc-
name.
Dr. Scalder.
Yeah, because you know why?
No,
We
why?
always thought, well, if you did something wrong, man, she was after you. She was coming after you. She was coming to get you, and
Oh, I
she'd come
know.
walking. She'd come walking down that hallway, doom, 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 doom. And you knew you were in it. Somebody was getting
Oh,
it.
yeah, somebody was getting it. That's
In
true.
every class, there was somebody standing in the corner.
All
I
right.
mean, it was just she just I don't know. She just
It was
reminds me of
funny.
her. It
Okay.
is. You have to know our junior high home ec teacher. I'm telling
Which
you.
which most of you don't. That's
Right.
okay.
Right. But I thought it was funny. Okay. I'm sorry.
So she goes back to the specimens after this all goes down and Scalder leaves again, and she
Hmm.
comes out and she talks to everybody, and they said, like, you're not supposed to be asking questions, but here they are. Did it work? And she's like, yes. And they said, what did you find out? Our way out. And it was hilarious. I mean, it just all was like, and I'm sure their eyes were like, oh,
Uh-huh.
So here
Yeah.
we are going back and we're switching again. And we're
Right.
going back at the pork where Echo's he gets into the ship and he's
Right.
headed for Tantus.
Hmm.
And so they're
Oh,
the Bad Batch are waiting on the stolen ship, waiting for Echo to get those proximity sensors off.
and there's some
It's
sort of an
very
alert.
intense.
Right.
Yeah,
There's some.
they see an alert on the main ship headed for
Yeah.
Tantus.
Yeah.
And it's like there's something in the cargo that we
They
see
say.
something movement or something that's not right in the droid area or something like that.
Yes.
So one of the troopers goes and checks it out,
Right.
and Echo takes care of it,
Yep.
and that's no problem. It's all taken
Right.
care of.
Yep.
And
Yep.
we're at one point back on the Bad Batch ship, and Rampart's nervous as all get up. Let me tell you, he's like, well, he's got to get that off. He'll get it. Don't worry. He's going to take care of it. Echo's in charge. He can handle
he
it.
gets it. He's like, it's not going to work. This isn't
No,
going to work.
This isn't going to work. This is too much. He goes, abort the mission. Abort the mission. And right as he's saying abort the mission, Hunter's like, negative. And he zooms up. He gets the the proximity sensor off. And at the last possible second before that ship goes into hyperspace,
Right.
they hitch onto that ship and they're going to Tantus.
Woo!
What an ending. Ooh,
Oh, my gosh.
what excitement.
I know.
Loved it. I loved
I
it.
know.
Ooh.
Oh my gosh. And there they are. They're headed to Tantus. I can hardly wait. Episode 4 is coming. But what we know though, episode 14, sorry, episode 14 is coming. But what we know about that next episode is going to be very short. I think it's going to be a short episode.
From what I understand, yes.
Yes. And then that last episode is going to be hopefully rather long to bring everything to a close.
Because we get episode 14 and a shorter episode, that they're going to provide us viewers who want to see a nice juicy finale and a bigger, longer episode for that last episode that we see of season 3 and the very last episode of the Bad Batch series.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping we get that. I'm hoping also, and this is my thoughts thinking ahead.
Yeah. Yeah.
There's a good possibility that some of the Bad Batch may not make it, but I'm hoping they all survive. That's just me. I want to see them all make it through this whole mission.
Right. I'm just wondering here again if Emery's going to be the one who plays the one who's going to be who's going to take the sacrifice. Hey, welcome, Clips Films, Melbourne. Thanks for showing up.
Hey, nice to see you.
Wouldn't it be cool if someone let Zelo Beast escape on Mount Tantus, destroying everything inside the facility and eat Dr. Hemlock? That would be awesome. I'm all for that. Let's get rid of Dr. Royce Hemlock, that meanie.
He is a meanie bad man.
That's right.
Bad man.
He is a bad man. Yeah, I think Emery, I wonder if she's going to take the fall here for everybody. She's going to make that choice. Remember we said, Nayla say, she says, you have the power. She says, I don't. She says, don't you? And I think this is what...
Emery says, I don't have that kind of power. when she asks
to
about the
change
specimens.
things, to make a difference.
Exactly. And
But
Nayla
I think
says, "Don't you?" And she gives her that look. But she's
right,
got that thought in her head. She put it
but
in there. So that's what she does with it is
well,
her business.
well,
And
that's
I
what I'm
hope she
saying.
chooses the right one, the right decision. Make the right decision, Emery. Go for
Well,
it. You can do it.
that's what I'm trying to say. I think we're going to see at one point she's going to have to make a choice. She's going to catch these kids escaping, and she's going to either have to make a move to turn them in, or she's going to let them go and help them escape this time. And because she's helping or doing this or that, I think that she's going to take the fall. I think she's going to end up getting killed in all this.
Maybe so.
Maybe.
Maybe so.
And maybe not.
Maybe not.
I just don't know.
So I
but-
wanted to also put in that I'm thinking we're going to see, because this was brought up. This is brought up in an episode. I forget which one it was. It was a few episodes back where we see Captain Rex and Wolf and and they meet up and they're starting to try to find a way to Tantus to get those clones off, all the clones. And it's like, well, what happened to them? Where did they go? Why isn't Rex with Echo and blah, blah, blah. I think they have a plan set in place.
Yeah.
I think they're going to join them after they make it to Tantus. In fact, they may even be sending coordinates now. Maybe because Echo may have gotten all of those coordinates,
right?
As they were going. I don't know how that all works, but
right,
that would be awesome. And so I think there's going to be a big battle.
It's going to be a big battle for sure.
Going to be like the Clone Wars.
Yes. Some people like the idea of someone let Zelo Beast escape on Tantus, but then again, it probably not going to happen. Maybe for comedic sketch for made how it should have been. Yeah, I don't think it'll happen either.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's some people think that, and that's great. We just want Dr. Royce Hemlock out of the picture. We want the baddie gone and his whole experiment destroyed, but it may be it's not going to be totally destroyed because we see that Moff Gideon takes that experiment in The Mandalorian and he starts cloning himself. We see all that happening. So I don't think it's still going to be alive, but I think that the Project Necromancer is still going to stay alive, but it's going to be kind of on the back burner for a little bit, I think, and that's what's going to happen here. The Bad Batch is going to go in and kind of put a stop to it for a little while until it has a chance to resurface again, where we see in The Mandalorian. And I'm not sure that might be maybe 10 or so years or so. I forget. I looked on the timeline of when The Mandalorian was and when the Bad Batch here was, and I just forget the time. Does anybody know? Say down in the comments or in the chat here if you know what's the timeline there? How many years difference or away that is? I don't think it's too far away, but maybe 20 years. I'm not sure, but not close enough, maybe.
So just a tidbit of information, because I had to look this up myself because I didn't know what Wayland was. But Wayland is actually a forested, mountainous planet located in the galaxy's mid-rim. And this is where the Empire has hidden a secret military operation in the peak of Mount Tantus.
Yes.
So this is the planet that Tantus is on, and that's where they're headed.
Yep.
So
yeah. And it's so exciting. It's so exciting. I can't wait to the next episode. I can't wait.
I know. Me too. Me too.
But it's really, 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 really something. I mean, I can only imagine. I mean, I know that Rex is going to show up with his clone force, and the Bad Batch is going to get in there. We're going to see everything take place right there on Tantus,
We
and
hope.
and everything destroyed. We hope.
Yeah,
Right?
I'm hoping they're bringing ammo for all those clones stuck in the prison there.
You know who we haven't seen? We didn't see Batcher, so I don't know where
No,
Batcher's
we
hanging
didn't.
out because
Oh.
Batcher's not with them.
No, he wasn't, was he?
No, I didn't
That's
notice
a
him in
good
this episode.
point. That's a
So
good point.
where is he? Maybe he's with
Mhm.
Rex. Oh,
Maybe.
Ooh,
I'm thinking they better bring cargoes of blasters and stuff with that for those clones so they can get those guns and start shooting.
something.
They're going to
Something's
need
gonna
something.
happen. Something big gonna happen, and I'm ready for it. I'm
Yeah,
ready to
me
see.
too. Me
You know
too.
what's gonna but you know what's gonna end up happening. Those kids are gonna start their escape, and so there's gonna be issues with them, and then everything's gonna go on with the Bad Batch, all on Tantus, and then it's like, oh no, they're not gonna
Well,
figure out where they're at, and it's gonna
and
be crazy.
that may be,
Yeah.
but Omega has some smarts on her.
Oh
So
yeah,
she may figure out what's going down
maybe
and
so.
figure something out.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, I'm telling you again, I think Emery's going to help them. Remember
Okay.
the first time she went, Omega was trying to convince her, come on, come on, come on, and she wasn't going. And I think this time she's not going to go, but she's going to help. She's going to help. Because she's going to take that sacrifice, I think. I think she's going to be
Okay.
the one that sacrifices. Yeah.
All
Yep.
right.
Yeah. For sure, I do.
Well, I appreciate you all joining us
Oh, yeah.
today, this evening. I mean, we were a little late getting started.
Oh, yeah, we
Jedi Joy
apologize.
forgot to press the go live button.
Yeah, for
Again, this is not her usual job. I usually push that button. So
yeah,
we're trying a new setup tonight.
for about 15 to 20 minutes, we were sitting here talking away, having our own little discussion. And wow. Yeah, so I ended up figuring that out with a little bit of help from my friend. I don't think you're alive. And I'm like, oh, okay. But anyhow, we made it. We're here. Thank you guys for joining us. And thank you guys who are watching on the replay here. We just appreciate you all so much.
Mhm.
You're part of our battalion, our 777th battalion. We love
Yeah.
clones. We
We
do.
do.
Yeah. So,
If
yeah.
you couldn't make it for the live,
Yeah.
and why don't you just leave a comment or whatever after post?
Oh, yeah.
You
Yeah.
know, post whatever you call that. Post.
Yeah, let us know what you think's going to happen. What do you think the outcome's going to be? You know, what role do you think, Emery's going to play? What do you think's going to happen in episode 14 and episode 15? Yeah, let us know what your thoughts are.
Yeah, we gave us our thoughts. We were right. We put it all out there. So, let us know what you think. We want to know. We want to discuss. We can,
Yeah.
have our own little discussion afterwards.
Yeah.
But Jack,
Yep.
go ahead. Leave a comment.
Yes. Well, we'll see you in the next one. I'm Jedi Joy,
I'm Jedi Jill.
and may the
the
Force
Force be with you.
you.